Okay, and the showcase, as you just saw, had 62% less damage taken. So, why is this? Well, first up, we are missing a dagger. Now, we will convert up to 60%. Yes, 60, not 100. End game, you get an OSIN, and you can get a shield, a scepter, and it'll be way more damage, but for ultimatum, it's already enough, right? Two of these, I'm using half damage, right? So I have half the conversion. And I have poison nip here, which means I do only poison, and I'm doing half damage. Plus the arrest ascendancy, so I do not have this here. And I do not have spiders, and so on, and aspect, and so on. I'm missing the minus max. It's a blank slate. No ascendancy. So that is one of the reasons why I'll get so much more damage during the event. Now, let's go over some things first. Okay, petrified blood mechanics. This is always a very big point of contention. So, to explain PB, PB says that when taking damage from hits, 40% of life loss below half health is prevented, then 75% of the life loss is lost over 4 seconds. So, when you take a damage of 100, you would take 60 to life, and 40 is deferred as damage over time. And 75% of that is actually taken. So, 3/4 of 40% is 30%. And now you need to recover 30% of that life. So, we do this through recoup. 6, 6, 12, 24. And ideally, you should have a gem with 6% for 30. That's it. You're done. Actually, my character only has 24. But because of other mechanics, I can sustain it. And it's okay. But I would recommend 30. Just to be safe. And then the second part is when taking damage from hits, right? 60% of damage is taken to life. And, well, guess what? Bloodnotch can roll up to 60% recovered as life instantaneously. Okay? No delay. And in fact, it is a... I don't know how to describe it. So last time, I used MTG. Basically, if you take 60% damage and you don't get one shot, you will never actually lose a life. Because on the same server tick, you'll recover the life, and it will be as if you never lost life in the first place. Unless you get one shot. Right? So this is why this interaction is this strong. So this lets us pass when stunned and be hit immune. Yes, you are hit immune to all non-cold criticals. Right? Everything besides cold criticals will be hit immune. And to deal with cold criticals, you have to be either immune to criticals, enemies can't crit you, or enemies can't crit. So there are two options here that are most popular. One is Unfaltering with the stun mastery. And I recommend, actually, early game, if you don't have a high roll Bloodnotch, so you have a 50% or something like that, or 45, right? And you can just path through over here, take this node here to make it 55, take the mastery, into crit. And then you can just drop these poison nodes. Because this node here is dead. These are good. This one's okay. Because for us, currently, with a higher roll Bloodnotch, it's in fact pretty good to have poison mastery. However, beware that enemies that you can't target can still crit you before you poison them. So, in cases where, say, Ultimatum, it is enemies always crit. Well, they will always crit you before you poison them. Means at many times you'll just die. Or phasing, so the boss phases, comes out, one-shots you before you can get a poison off. Same thing. So this is not very reliable. This, it is, but it's not as reliable as this. Because This one is triggered off multiple enemies, and it will just chain perma, and very, very nice. So that is the interaction for Bloodnotch and 25 blood. Done. Okay, let's talk gear and league start. In my opinion, you should league start as a extremely powerful character and push the completion of the idols, which includes unlocking your favorite maps and getting boss kill. Now, obviously, Ascendancy Saboteur is not good. Sorry, Arakaali is not good at killing map bosses. Probably can, but it's gonna be a pain in the ass. So, my league start is going to be using Fubgun's league start over here. So, right here, this is what I'm going to follow. However, I have touched on other possible league starts. I have tried early game Power 7 for Poison with Perfect Agony. It's not too bad. I was clearing red maps for mod rares and so on. But the playstyle for me, didn't like it. So, I won't do that. Hikong, SRS, Bamba, Lash, I think there's Fubgun's video, and so on. Right. League starts something that's strong, and then we get some divines, you can transition into build. Now, speaking of gear, I reckon it is in the best interest to craft your gear with the recombinator after you farm some currency on your preferred league starter. So, my current gear is garbage, right? It is, some of it's really bad. Go through the gear here, like look at this ring. Crafted life. This is tier 6 life, tier 3 life min roll, and so on, right? Now, because the recombinator here is here, I am probably going to make a guide, hopefully, to recombinate some basic 3 or 4 mod items, right? And use those as the basis to then transition into custom stuff. You really don't want to go into Ultimatum with really bare bones gear and end up dying to random stuff because you didn't have the proper gearing. That's just terrible. So, the plan is to league start as Lightning Strike because it's the best skill in the game. You can do everything there, and then once you get like 5-6 divines, well, you can comfortably, slowly, and adequately prepare for the swap. My opinion is by far the best thing. And if you like Lightning Strike so much, then just stay with the build and you can play Fubgun's build because we all know it is absolutely exceptional. And my motto here is that, well, why bother making a league start that's suboptimal and inefficient when you got guys like Fubgun, Brutu, Jungroan, Ventura, they all make great league starters, right? They can give you the guidance that I am not good at, and you can follow them, and when the time comes to like level 85, 87, you got currency behind you, do the comfortable swap there, and that's it. Much, much easier. Okay, now for Flasks. It is an easy way to craft Flasks. Once you roll a implicit with gain charges, you don't have to actually augment the flask. You can go to Menagerie, right, and you can select between each immunity from the craft here, and their crafts are actually very common and very free. So I believe you get these crafts honestly during the campaign, and you can also find them easily during just any base, right? Look at these. This is like any rare, any rare, any rare. So any 4 rares, craft on this, bleed immune, and then that is all you need to do. Wait, it's not giving on. Okay, it's my okay. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. This is 83 mobs. Okay, right. Oh god. And you can put on this flask here, and That's how you craft the flask. Okay, so ultimate mods. Here's the tier list. Let's go through some few things at the bottom, the ones you really don't want to take. So, always critical. Hell no, get rid of that. Never take this. Fucking ruin, bad. Cold 4. So, Cold 4 actually is quite dangerous because this is a non-stunning hit, even though it doesn't crit you. And this makes it so that you can get shotgunned if you move around and you pop all the ice bursts. Boom, you're dead. You just follow this. Honestly, won't spend too long on this. Okay, and the final thing that I think I should mention is Passive Jewels and Jewels. So we really want to get Overwhelming Malice some way or another. Even though the ascendancy will give you Wither on hit from minions, it will not compare to the amount of triggers you get on cast when stun. So this gives you pretty much capped Wither stacks at all times. And the other node doesn't really matter. You just really want to get this. And for jewels, this tree is using life and chaos modded. 2 mods, right? You can also squeeze in, I believe, fire res, max res over here. I would prioritize max fire res over any other res in this build because you have Cloak of Flames and you have the fireballs in the ultimatum doing the most damage out of all. So prioritize max fire res. I only have +2, and I reckon if you get like better gear, it shouldn't be too big of an issue. Now, moving on to future upgrades, is in my opinion that you should get Adorned any role ASAP and start working on Magic Corrupted Jewel, because for this build, you only really care about 1 prefix and 1 suffix. So, life percent and chaos multi / max res / maybe poison damage, maybe poison duration, right? You want to maximize those 2 mods. And an earlier dawn will be great for you. In addition, I think OSIN will become really good. So for example, OSIN allows you to have your build set up like this. You can start using a shield, such as a Dawnbreaker, right? Or you can use a Crafter Shield with life. They're both very good. And because we have the Recombinator, you can actually start crafting items like this. So this item here will like give you a massive increased damage on your build after you get an OSIN. So you go from 60% conversion to 100. So that's times 1.666 times more damage after OSIN plus the resistances. And this over here gives you Elite Overload times 1.4. It gives you +2 gems, which makes you unearth like level 90. So unearth level 90 minions gives you like 3 times, 4 times the corpse life. Right, so the end game scaling is here. I don't know if Defiance is that good. Yes, of course it's very strong, but I guess for peace of mind, it's gonna be helpful for that. Lastly, Defiance was pretty cheap. It was like, I think I bought mine for 15, 14 divines, I think. And it was really a high roll Defiance. So, and by the end of the league, or later on, they dropped like 3-4 divines because the ASA union, they print Defiances. Don't you worry. The last upgrade would be Mage Blood. Because Custom Stun gets so much Flask uptime, these Flasks can push you so far into the game that Mage Blood becomes the final upgrade after OSIN. So, if you're lucky, you get a Mage Blood, I would recommend you to A, sell it and get an OSIN, and then your build just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And at a certain point in time, this build was so strong, it was killing Void Vados. So there you go. The showcase I have here is like ultra weak, bare minimum, non-min-maxed. Like, it's just a basic, extremely early league gear. And the performance reflects that, right? I wouldn't expect your build to be giga powerful, giga strong, but I hope you understand that the scaling into the future is here with the build. And I mean, if you like to do very chill AFK, so not really AFK, you know what I mean? You know, one button, move only, and then go to a boss, AFK a little bit, and then so on. It's a unique playstyle, and hopefully this event lets you enjoy it. And so I'll see you guys next time. I'll be sure to provide any updates. So once again, on my sheets, I have the early game PBs here. I will be updating those, as well as hopefully a guide for the recombinator. Probably day 2-ish when you transition, if you're really fast. I'll see how I go, and if you enjoyed, thank you for watching.